Afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Same process as ever. Please raise your hands. Let us know you'd like to ask a question. We'll come to as many of you as possible. Got microphones on either side. Start with Simon, please.
Hi, Pep. What is your feeling in the Champions League now? You said that when you won it last year that it was like the end of a chapter for Manchester City. What do you feel about building a new chapter? Because you've still got a chance of winning all the trophies that you won last year.
It's better to be here already winning the Champions League, but as I said, it's over. It's finished maybe a part, but once we are here, we have to try to win games, and tomorrow we have the chance to win quarterfinals again, and this is the target. More far of that, I don't think too much.
Pep, you've got a hugely important week. They all are. 2 different competitions, 2 different tests. How do you balance your team selection across these 2 important games?
Selection will depend how the people recover the last game, how they feel, and that's all. And after we'll take a selection tomorrow morning. And the competition is so really important to be focused, because in football everything can happen. You have to be aware of that and do a good performance and qualify. This is the target. So I have a lot of respect for Copenhagen, for the way they defend. They can shape for different systems. You have to read it quickly. Because as I said, so Champions League is Champions League, and to try to be in the best 8 teams in Europe, this is our target.
Yeah. Hi, Pep. It's been a week now since Jack's injury. Are you any clearer now how long he's going to be out?
No.
No.
Tomorrow is not ready, and I don't know how long it will be.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Pep. After the game in Copenhagen, you were talking about the crowd, and in those kind of environments, you need to make 1,000 passes, and maybe don't even worry too much about scoring a goal, just make the 1,000 passes. When it comes to telling the players that kind of game plan, what do they actually need to know? Because it's not just about passes for the sake of it, is it? Like you said after the game, it's the right tempo. So what do you have to tell the players when you're going into a game like that and you want to do that 1,000 passes?
We play, or we're going to play?
No, like in Copenhagen away, or any stadium like Madrid, Liverpool, for example.
No, it depends. It depends on the quality of the players. If you put the player, for example, like Jack, for example, like it's more, you have the speed to go, but more control than Jeremy, for example. Just put in the play, you know, the rhythm will be a little bit lower than we play with them for Jeremy when he's in his mood to go 1 against 1. This is a stupid example, I would say, but this is the quality of the players dictate the rhythm that you have to play.
How important is it for people like maybe Ruben Dias or Rodri to be really comfortable under intense pressure from the crowd, but also the opposition, to still hold on to the ball, to use it in those areas? Is that a big part of it?
We can do transition actions, quick actions, but we are not built to do this all the time. So that's why we're more comfortable when you have a lot of passes and flying or moving all together. I think we feel more comfortable as a team, but with the speed with Kevin, Matteo, Erling, of course, Phil, we have a pace to sometimes do transitions, and we cannot avoid it. When we can do it, we have to.
Thank you. Hi, Pep. Álvaro Cruz, Caliente TV, Mexico. Last Sunday, we see Manchester City with big self-confidence, winning the duels, scoring, and the second balls. Do you think at this time Manchester City has the peak level, like last year, to fight against for the treble?
The only target is to try to qualify tomorrow for the quarterfinals. We are far away talking about this thing. We didn't say it last season until we won the final against United in the FA Cup. So we are at the beginning of the March. So tomorrow only target is Copenhagen. I'm focused since yesterday afternoon, this morning, and tomorrow.
Do you have Alex Alcalá, yesterday, Mexican player, training with the first team? What do you think about him?
No, we're just training sometimes. So he's not trained regularly. So sometimes come with us when we need it. And all the academy players help us to do the training, what you have to do. And for them it's important to play with the senior players and try to improve their abilities.
Did any Copenhagen players impress you extra or a lot in
the way
the
they
first
defend,
match?
the compact, all the movements they do, they are really, really well organized.
So are there any players you have had an extra eye on in your preparation before tomorrow?
Always I'm aware about all the players for the opponents, but especially for our players, what they have to do. So we struggled last season there to win, and we play a really good game, considering I know what happened against United, against Galatasaray, how difficult it was for Bayern Munich to beat them in Copenhagen. They were not able, Bayern Munich, to beat Copenhagen in Munich. So I know perfectly the strength, the quality, because we played 2 years in a row with the same manager. So of course they have a strong link striker, so you can link with them. They have a pace in the transition. They link inside a lot of time. But especially what I like a lot is the way they defend, they compact, and really, really good movements they do.
Hey Pep, you were talking about the transitions before. How much, when you were looking to sign Haaland, how much of a consideration was that when you were profiling him, in that he can give you something different over the top that maybe you didn't have beforehand?
Yeah, but at the end of transition is the skills that you have. When you have Bernardo Silva now, or David Silva in the past, or you know, you have to play in that same way. When you have Leroy, you have Raheem, you have Kevin, and you use more transitions. The reason why, for the skills they have, and we want that. I like regain the ball in. How was the third goal against United? With transition. We made high pressing, regain the ball, Rodri, one pass, Erling, ciao. So I love that. I like it. That's why we make a high pressing. But make a transition for 40 meters or 45 meters, we have few players for that skills, but we are not much. So we are not good in that. And also have the feeling that we make a transition so quick and you score a goal, well done. But if you don't score a goal, it's a transition against you. As quick the ball goes, as quick the goals come back. And with more opponents coming back to you. And that balance, sometimes difficult to discriminate. I know the fans sometimes want in 3 passes score a goal. Me too. But we play against teams that they are smart enough to know how they control that. So that's why the balance, we can do it or don't do it. Jeremy, for example. Jeremy is an incredible player for 5 meters, but running 40 meters is not Leroy. Leroy can do it 10, 50 times because mom and dad gave him that genetic to do it. Jeremy, no. So discriminate how, like it's football. Why you play 1 touch, 4 touches, when you shoot, when you cross, when you make a forward. The decisions have to make instantly. And who are the best players that take more often the right decisions? It depends what happened, the right ones. And sometimes when you play good, it's because we took not the proper decisions. But they are human beings. It's happened. So it's not a big problem. But from 8 years, I think we are used to play more comfortable with the ball all together. I think we are more comfortable. But at the same time, when Kevin has the ball and have Erling to run 40 meters, but he has the pace to run 40 meters, give him the ball and go 1-against-1 against keeper or central defender. Of course we have to use it. And we knew it when we bought or Erling came here. We knew that we can use it, and we have to.
Hello, Daniel Reyes from TNT Sports Mexico. You mentioned Alex Alcalá. We want to know your impression of him as a football player, and did you have the chance to talk with him and give him some advice?
No, not yet. Maybe in the future. Of course, say hi, how are you there? But he trained not much times, 2 or 3 times. So he's with us. We're happy to have him. He's an academy player, but step by step.
Hi, Pep. You've been involved in this competition as a manager for nearly 15 years now. What is your view of the level of the competition now? Is it harder to win than ever? Or is the level not as high perhaps as it was a couple of years ago?
Getting better, tougher. Always had the feeling when I arrived in Barcelona the first years, and okay, we arrived semi-finals. Now to reach semi-finals is so difficult. The teams are better, managers are better. Everything is even more difficult when I was a football player and beginning from. But at the end, the better teams always go through. When you play good 2 games, you have more chance to
Does that mean it's probably a bigger achievement to win it now than when you were winning it in charge of Barcelona?
No, I would not say that. Otherwise, I undermine what we achieved in Barcelona. I would not like that. So it was so really good. No, I'm not saying that. So that prize is better than the previous ones. It's not. Every moment is every moment. What I think is when I was in Barcelona and Bayern Munich here, every title you win or you're there always is difficult. It's not for granted. It's not because it's easy. Every step you do is so complicated, for demanding for the opponents, for many reasons. You have to be good in the right moment, mentally, physically, and the skills and the game plan and many things, lucky in the right moments. So win titles is so difficult, and that's why I give the same credit for the first we won with the second team Barcelona until us won. So there are a lot of work behind, a lot.
Pep, obviously Erling's a very kind of talented player, but there's no kind of guarantee that he would settle into the squad, you know, like socially with the rest of the players. How good is it for you that he's established those kind of friendships with, because he seems quite close to like Phil and Jack?
Erling?
Yeah.
It was so quick. It's what impressed the most since the first pre-season in a tour. We had done it. It was quick. And that's happened because I would think the guys embrace really quick and really well the new ones. But the new ones has to do the step, depending how they are. It was smiling. It was so easy. I said it's what it impressed the most of the pitch. His character, lovely character to settle. Yeah, absolutely. But I met some of them. No matter the biggest star, more humble they are. I don't know why, but it happened when I was a football player in Barcelona, and normally the biggest ones are more understand better. That's why maybe they are bigger stars, for that reason.
Hi Pep, I'm Jonas from Danish media. Do you have any concerns going into the match being 3-1 up against a team of Copenhagen's size tomorrow?
A concern always is there. Always. The warnings always are there. Otherwise, we will not be single. But in the same time, I prefer to start 1-3 than 3-1 down. So that's for sure. I prefer that result than the other one. I would love 0-7, but normally it doesn't happen in Champions League, especially away. And at the same time, the warnings are there, yeah. I respect a lot Copenhagen, a lot.
What are you worried about for tomorrow?
Perform the way we have to do. Of course, the business is qualified for the next round. In football, everything can happen. You can have a red card, bad decisions after 10 minutes. I'll put example this season. We won, I think, 1-2 or 1-3 in Leipzig in group stage. After 20 minutes, it was 0-2. Two mistakes, especially the first one, 0-2. And when we concede another goal, we are second in the table. The draw should have been Real Madrid, not Copenhagen. So, football, the details make the difference, and everything can happen. Even we concede a goal in 85 minutes, 0-1. In 0-2, have to go extra time. Because it's not goal difference now, goal in away. So just prepare well, mentally especially, read what they have to do, what they have done, guess what they can do. And the best way to respect the competition in Copenhagen is do your best and perform. This competition deserves to perform your best, otherwise everything can happen.
Last question, please, guys.
Hi Pep, Christian from Danish media. You're talking about everything can happen and that you have to respect Copenhagen. How do you prepare for the games against Copenhagen? Which parts do you need to look out for playing against this team?
Prepare is what we have to do to beat them. What they do in attack, what do we have to prevent them, what do you have to do defensively. It depends what they do, because there are patterns that Copenhagen does. So like we do, and this is the way we're going to prepare.
Thank you, guys.
Done?
Bye.